Hi, this is Anton Roeger with APC Data Analytics. Just wanted to share with you today a new feature in our system. So if an agent goes into their login, so it's a regular login, and they come here, we've created a new investment analysis to analyze rental properties. So if they come under new chart, we have the traditional property value analysis, but now we have investment analysis. I'm going to step through today and do a full investment analysis with a specific property. So as an agent, if I click on investment analysis, it's going to take me to the landing page, and I can simply either select a property I've created previously, or I can enter in a brand new property. So let's say I go select 123 Main Street for my property list. The next step is I begin the analysis. On the analysis, what we're going to create is, step one is simply determining the property value. So property value, if I've already run it under my charts, I can come here and select my value from my charts. So if I come here, I've run it previously, and it shows that the property value is 410,847. Now I can override that value here and just put in a value of, if I want to put 400,000, I can put it in right here and enter it. We can also go create a whole new analysis for the value right here under Create New Chart. I'm not going to share that today because that's from previous lessons of running a full analysis. So if this is the value of our property, we can also do the same thing with the rental value. So if I come down and choose a rental value that I've run previously, it shows here's my rental value prediction based off of my analysis. I can also manually enter the rental value or create a new chart. Under data input, this is the minimum data input needed to run the full analysis. So we simply need to know the expenses. What's the property insurance on the home? So let's say it's $2,000 a year for this specific home. And what are the real estate taxes? So let's assume it's $4,000 a year for the real estate taxes. Now we need to know the mortgage information if there is a mortgage. So I can simply come down here and say, well, they're going to do a 20% down payment, so the loan to value is going to be 80. And then let's say there's $3,000 in closing costs at an interest rate of 4%, and we'll select a term of 30 years for the mortgage. Now for this example, we'll assume there's no second mortgage involved. So this is the minimum set of data needed to run the full analysis. So once I have this entered, I can simply generate the analysis. So if I generate the analysis, what it's going to produce for me, it's going to produce a list of charts. So the first chart on the list is the annual investment analysis. So if I look at this, we're analyzing cash flow, principal paydown, annual home value appreciation, and the tax benefit and liability. And year one, it shows the cash flow is a positive 1880. The principal paydown is 5788. The annual home appreciation is 12,325. And the tax benefit and liability is a little over $1,000. Now I can go out from a 5-year window to a 10-year window to a 30-year window. I can scroll over any year and see the return based off of any of these 4 categories. Our second chart is the annualized rate of return. Again, I can do a 5-year window, 10, 30, and what we can do is we could go to year 5, and if I held this property for 5 years, the annualized rate of return would be 14.6%. And we can do this for any year along the path. We have the cash flow. So cash flow shows, again, if I go out to the 30 years, any year, I can pick year 10, my cash flow is going to be a positive $8,192 in year 10. The tax benefit liability, same thing. We can go out 30 years, and you can see at the beginning, the house is actually a tax benefit, but as you start to bring more rental income in, you actually have a tax liability because you're actually earning money positive net from expenses on the house and owe on taxes. You can also see where depreciation ends down here. You have a much greater tax liability after 27.5 years with the depreciation. We also have principal paydown. So on principal paydown, if we look at 30 years, I can go to any year, and we can go back to year 10. In year 10, we have a principal paydown of $8,291 for that year. So this shows years 1 through 30 as well. Home value appreciation. So this property shows the home value growth with the assumptions over a period of 30 years. So you can go to year 30, and this house will be worth roughly $1 million with these assumptions in place. If we go to home equity, This again shows your home equity growth, which is a combination of what the home value is less your mortgage balance over a period of 30 years. On our analytics tab, what we show is your original assumptions. So here was the property value, here was the rental value, here's your principal and interest, and your expenses per month. This breaks down these analytics for each year. Here's years 1 through 5, 1 through 10, and years 1 through 30. So this gives you an overall perspective on the return on your property. We also have all the detailed assumptions at the bottom. So here it shows what your building value is compared to your land value, any improvements you made on the property, some standard expenses, the mortgages, but we also have miscellaneous rates. So this, this shows home value appreciation. These are default assumptions here. We have the federal income tax rates, we have state income tax rates, capital gain rates in here, monthly expenses for any of these categories here, like HOA dues or regime fees, repairs and maintenance. So any of these are included, and you can see what the assumptions are. So let's say for this specific property, you realize, well, I should have put in HOA dues and repairs and maintenance, let's say. Let's take a couple items on here. So I can simply come back to modify the input, and under the data input, there's an advanced data input. So if I go to the advanced, what it's going to show me is all the detailed information. So I can simply come down here and let's put in $40 a month for HOA dues, and repairs and maintenance, let's build $100 a month from repairs and maintenance. So any of these items that are defaulted, you can override with your own input. You can do the same thing with house value appreciation. You can make that change, estimated vacancy. So any of these items you can change. Let's say your client's going to buy this property and they're going to put in 5,000 improvements after they close. Well, then you can put that in here. So this will affect the overall return based off of your input. So once I have all this information, I can simply go back and rerun the analysis. So now when I generate the analysis, it has the new calculations here. And now I look at my analytics tab, the assumptions down the bottom have what changes I made and altered in the system. So here's all the analytics for your specific property. And if I go to the notes, these are scripts for agents. So if you want to talk about the annual investment analysis, here's some scripts to share with them, share with your client of that specific chart. Annualized rate of return, the cash flow, tax benefit and liability, principal pay down, home value appreciation, and home equity. And these here just reflect what happens in year 5, year 10, and year 30 for this specific assumption. We also have the report. So under the report, it will put your client's information in here, a picture of the property if you uploaded it under the property tab. It has your information on here, your logo, your picture, but then we also have all the charts. So any of the charts in the report format, if you have an investor that's looking for a 10-year window, you could simply go show them, well, here's year 10, so here's years 1 through 10, and you could basically on the report put them all through year 10 for each one of the charts that you saw under my charts. And this report format is a printable version that you can send to them with all the analytics and the charts and the assumptions. And you can simply, at the top, there's a print version, but you can also email this. When you email it to your client, it comes through as a link, and they can scroll through and see all the charts and the report and the analytics. So all of this is provided to your client in a link. So that's very similar to the property value analysis that we do. And again, it's so easy to make any changes that you need to make. You can just go modify the input, make the changes, and it automatically recalculates everything. If you have any questions, please go to our website, pricing.apcdata.net. And we also have an intercom button down here that you can message us with any questions that you have. If you're an existing user, this will automatically populate into your program. Under new chart, just look for investment analysis, and you can run this full analysis based off of your assumptions. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to working with you.